Good Wednesday evening and welcome to the NCWLIFE Evening News. I'm Grant Olson. Before we get to today's top news stories, let's head outside and take a look outside our weather window from this afternoon. And what a beautiful day. Look at that. Just bright blue sky all over north central Washington today. One lone cloud there at the top of your screen as we look down at the beautiful Wenatchee Valley and the Cascade foothills. Of course, this is our cross camera at Wenatchee Heights, and we want to thank Local-Tel and Sky-Fi providing these great shots that we use every night. And it was a nice one today. If you like the cooler weather, you probably loved today with high temperatures about 10 degrees cooler than what we saw yesterday. So it was a beautiful one today with those light winds, and we're going to continue with the cooler weather at least for another day or so. On Thursday, we'll see temperatures get back into probably the lower to mid 80s for us here in north central Washington. On Friday, we're looking more at the mid and upper 80s, and then downright hot as a heat wave begins on Saturday. We're looking at temperatures mid 90s on Saturday and all the way into the upper 90s on Sunday. More about this pending heat wave coming up a little bit later on. And now a few of the stories we're following for you tonight. Area firefighters were quick to get control over a pair of brush fires that broke out near Wenatchee Valley highways yesterday. K-9 Chewbacca chased down a wanted felon in Moses Lake Tuesday morning. We'll tell you about that as he grabbed the suspect by the arm as he attempted to flee, and more. And Washington State Patrol Trooper John Bryant says Lake Chelan is certainly beautiful, but some of the parking along the lake certainly is not. But first, we begin tonight. Police have launched a homicide investigation after a body was found inside a bag at a Quincy home Tuesday night. The Quincy Police Department says they're looking for 30-year-old Martin Diaz after the body was found in his bedroom at his family's home in the 700 block of Rocky Avenue Northeast. Police said about 9:30 p.m. they responded to a suspicious circumstance call, and Diaz's parents reported a foul odor coming from his bedroom. Upon investigation, they found the body inside a garbage bag. Diaz had left the home by the time police arrived. Detective Steve Harder said it has not yet been determined if the victim was a man or a woman. The Grant County coroner has taken possession of the body, and at this point, Harder said Diaz is wanted for questioning. Well, area firefighters were quick to get control over a pair of brush fires that broke out near Wenatchee Valley highways on Tuesday. The first, as you see here, was early Tuesday afternoon. That was outside Cashmere along Highway 2. Though it was burning near a home, firefighters were able to get control of the blaze before it could spread beyond the brush along the highway. Then, later in the afternoon, a brush fire was reported near Highway 28 outside Rock Island. The fire was pushed south by strong winds before Douglas County firefighters were able to contain it. No structures were reported damaged. No cause has yet been determined for either fire. A red flag warning was in effect Tuesday as heavy winds whipped through much of north central Washington. Well, K-9 Chewbacca chased down a wanted felon in Moses Lake Tuesday morning, grabbing the suspect by the arm as he attempted to flee. The Grant County Sheriff's Office said Corporal Nick Overland had spotted 34-year-old Ryan David Lee Hughes about 7:30 a.m. working under a pickup on Terminal Street in Moses Lake. Hughes took off running and Chewbacca quickly pursued. Hughes, who was wanted on 3 felony warrants, suffered injuries to his arm and is now lodged in the Grant County Jail. He now faces additional charges of obstructing a law enforcement officer and suspicion of possessing a controlled substance. Well, Washington State Patrol Trooper John Bryant says Lake Chelan is certainly beautiful, but some of the parking along the lake certainly is not. Bryant says being aware of where not to park when visiting the lake can save you a ticket and a tow.
Hello everybody, Trooper Bryant here talking about no parking areas along State Route 97A near beautiful Lake Chelan. Beautiful day today, 80 degrees, clear, sunny. This whole area is a no parking zone and it's well marked. Also, if you plan to park in an area where there's signs aren't there, the shoulder's got to be wide enough for you to park. If you're on the roadway, in any way, your car could get towed. You could also get ticketed. So let's look for a safe, legal parking spot. Enjoy the rest of your summer.
Coming up next, health districts from throughout north central Washington have joined together to set guidelines for when it will be safe for schools to return to in-class instruction this fall. The Eastmont Metropolitan Parks Department is considering opening the Eastmont Pool, and a scholarship fund has been set up in memory of Robert Wilson, the East Wenatchee artist who died earlier this month. I'm Grant Olson, and you're watching the NCWLIFE Evening News.
I'm Tom from Alpine Air Heating and Cooling. At Alpine Air, we think of ourselves as customer service-oriented retailers. When you make an appointment, please visit our store, meet our people, see our shop. We are serious about heating and air conditioning. Carrier and Alpine Air are offering huge factory rebates and financing options for all your needs. Turn to the experts at Carrier and Alpine Air. Call for your free replacement estimate. Heat and air, call Alpine Air, 662-6846.
Hi, this is Brian Snyder with BlackRock Asphalt Services here in Wenatchee, your local BlackRock seal coat company. Have you looked at your driveway or parking lot lately? Is it gray and oxidized? Does it have cracks that have not been taken care of? Or do you have striping that is pretty much non-existent? Please give us a call locally here, 509-665-9769. Learn more at blackrockasphaltsealcoating.com.
You want to help others. You need a solid career. You can have both with help from Charter College. Our 10-month medical assistant program prepares you to work in healthcare settings like physician offices, rehab centers, and clinics. You'll learn to take vitals, assist with exams, administer injections, and maintain records. When you're ready to launch a rewarding healthcare career, stop by our campus at 595 Grant Road across from Safeway or visit chartercollege.edu.
Welcome back. In another news, health districts from throughout north central Washington have joined together to set guidelines for when it will be safe for schools to return to in-class instruction. And that time is not now. Chelan, Douglas, Grant, Okanagan, and Kittitas County health officials agreed that no student should return until there are no more than 75 new cases per 100,000 people in the county over the previous 14 days. That figure is for grades kindergarten through 5th, with the rest of the students not being allowed to return until the county's number has been lowered to 25 cases per 100,000 population. Most of the counties currently comes nowhere near meeting that benchmark. Some districts, including Wenatchee and Eastmont, have already said they'll begin the school year with online-only instruction. School districts can petition their health district for exemptions to those new standards. Well, the Eastmont Metro Parks District is considering opening its swimming pool in a limited way this summer. Last week, the district asked people to complete a 2-question survey on whether the pool should be reopened for a few hours each day for water walking and lap swimming. Like other swimming pools in the area, the Aquatic Center near Eastmont High School has been shut down since the COVID-19 outbreak. The district said they had a huge response to the survey, which asked if people would use the pool and whether they would pay an additional charge to do so. The district is now studying the issues and responses before making a decision. Well, a scholarship fund has been set up in memory of Robert Wilson. He's the East Wenatchee artist who died earlier this month. Wilson was a nationally known painter and was also the father of actor Rainn Wilson, who starred in the TV show The Office. The Pybus Foundation created the scholarship fund that will be used to support formal art training for 2 recipients a year. A collection of Wilson's art will also be on display at the Local Tel Events Center at Pybus, and that'll be until August 28th. Donations can be made to the scholarship fund through the Pybus Foundation. Excuse me. You're watching the NCWLIFE Evening News. Coming up next, tonight's feature story and your complete local weather forecast. That and much more still to come on the NCWLIFE Evening News. Please stay with us.
Coming home should never be a chore. Let Merry Maids of Wenatchee customize all your cleaning needs. Weekly, bi-weekly, special occasion. Do you have a vacation home that needs cleaning? We clean them too. Locally owned and operated, let Merry Maids do the cleaning while you focus on your family and friends. Merry Maids has special offers to fit your budget. Request your free cleaning estimate today. 509-663-1710.
It's estimated that 1/3 of Americans do not have a financial plan. At D.A. Davidson, their advisors are working to change that because they understand the importance of planning for the future. At D.A. Davidson, they believe in partnering together to build a strategy tailored to your needs. They spend the time and have the knowledge to help keep your financial future on track. Let D.A. Davidson Financial Advisors of Wenatchee put the strength of advice to work for you.
Don't worry, all the fun is around the corner. There's no better time to get ready than now with Blue Lagoon Pool and Spa sale. Stock Up and Save sale is now going on in-store and online at BlueLagoonPoolandSpa.com. Even pool heaters are on sale. Financing available upon approval. Credit 24-month, no interest with equal payments. Stop by today or order online at BlueLagoonPoolandSpa.com. Free water testing available in-store or curbside. Don't wait, the sale is going on now.
Welcome back to the NCWLIFE Evening News. In tonight's feature story, we once again take you to the Wenatchee Valley Museum and Cultural Center, where they've produced a series of videos called Curator's Corner, with collections coordinator Anna Spencer showing off treasures from Wenatchee's past. Tonight, she offers a look back at Wenatchee's historic newspaper, The Republic.
Welcome back to Curator's Corner. I'm Anna Spencer. This is Jill Sheets.
Hello.
Today we're going to be taking a look back into the past at Wenatchee's newspapers. Today we're showing you a newspaper from Wenatchee's past. It is called The Republic. This is dated Thursday, September 22nd, 1910. The Republic was started in 1904 and ran through 1914. It was the third newspaper in Wenatchee, preceding the Advance and the Wenatchee Republican. And then it was followed by the Wenatchee Daily World. So here is in 1910, we have two slogans on the newspaper: the home of the big red apple and where the dollars grow on trees. We have a lot of articles. Back in the day, we have here down, it would give different news from different states and cities. We have Minneapolis, Fort Worth information. What's very interesting right here, because it was 1910, we have an article about the football game next Saturday. Wenatchee High School was going up to play Chelan, and it says down here that the team would leave on the upriver steamboat on Friday morning to go to the game. We also have here, it has a list of banks in the different counties and their income and the wealth of the different counties at the time on different loans, deposits, and cash.
How many pages is this thing?
This thing is about, I would say, 8 pages.
It's a lot bigger than a regular newspaper.
Yes. As you see, it would be folded into fourths instead of how we fold ours and hold them in halves now.
Oh yeah. I wonder what happened to the poor woman who was losing her eyesight.
Yeah. You also see up here that back in the day, the newspaper was only 5 cents.
And the outsiders appreciate Wenatchee girls.
Yes. So we also have from Wenatchee's newspaper past, the Wenatchee High School Apple Leaf. And this one is from Wednesday, December 20th, 1933. As you see, they talk about the many different clubs, sports, and programs that they had going on at the time.
"50 boys signed up for cooking."
Mm-hmm. And many boys must enroll in Glee Club.
Yes.
And then in the middle, because it was right before Christmas, they had the principal of the high school did a proclamation wishing all the students well over Christmas break. And lastly, we have a night edition, which was the newspaper for Wenatchee Valley College. This one is dated October 27th, 1961. This one you can see is just all about Wenatchee Valley College. Have the budget being adopted by the ASB, the different groups and parties that were hosted, and upcoming events like the vaudeville show. Open it up, see more that's going on, and especially interesting is that it has a coupon for Owl Drug, which is still on Wenatchee Avenue today.
And it's for soap.
Yeah.
Okay.
The back. And as you can see, compared to the others, over the years, newspapers got progressively smaller. Thanks for watching. Tune in next time to see what other treasures we can find in the museum.
Time now for a check of your North Central Washington weather forecast. And for all you folks out there that are tired of this hot weather, and I've heard from a lot of you, today a nice break, wasn't it? We saw temperatures about 10 degrees cooler than our 90-degree high yesterday. It was a beautiful one out there with lots of blue skies and sunshine. Wind at times today, 1 mile an hour. I even saw a 0 at one point this afternoon. And it just stayed cool all day for us. In fact, our unofficial high temperature here in the Wenatchee area, only 80 degrees. 87 is where we should be now for our normal high temperature. Right on the money for our low, but it just didn't warm up all that much today behind the cold front that moved through last night. We'll talk more about that coming up. Record high just a few years ago, 2015, it was 103 degrees on this date. Record low, 53, and that was in 1991. Sunrise this morning, 5:54, and the sun will set tonight at 8:16. Getting earlier, isn't it? Let's take a look now at some of these overnight lows that we expect tonight. We talked about a cold front moving through, and behind that, clear skies. And look at some of these temperatures tonight. 47 Spokane, Davenport, Wilbur also lower to mid 40s. 48 for you folks in Moses Lake possibly tonight. 48 Ellensburg, Wenatchee 55, and 49 degrees. Can you believe that? The overnight low in Omak. And just wait until you see temperatures coming up. We're going to see temperatures about 60 degrees warmer than that in some locations. So let's take a look at high temperatures for tomorrow. After we start off a little bit on the cool side, we will warm up nicely by afternoon. So Thursday afternoon highs generally 84 in Moses Lake, Ephrata, and Quincy. Same for us here in the Wenatchee area at about 84 degrees. 81 the high temperature at Leavenworth, and mid 80s all the way up the Highway 97 corridor. Chelan and Omak once again the warmest places in north central Washington tomorrow. So still some nice temperatures, right? Let's take a look now at that surface loop tonight. Mostly clear skies. It will be cool. We just talked about that. About 55 to 56 degrees for the Wenatchee area, but around us much cooler than that. Even some 40s right here in the Cascades and tonight, and also some lower to upper 50s and some upper 40s in the eastern part of the state. But it will warm up nicely as we get into Thursday. Still unseasonably cool, but as we just showed you, temperatures for Thursday in the middle 80s pretty much throughout all of eastern Washington. Hot as heck down in the desert southwest, and that will affect us as we get into the upcoming weekend. For Friday, sunny, a light breeze for Friday. It really won't be bad, so don't change any plans by any means. Temperatures about where they should be for this time of year. And then Saturday, the heat wave begins. We'll see a lot of sunshine. Big ridge of high pressure up and over the Pacific Northwest. That'll allow all that heat from the desert southwest to move up, and we're talking temperatures Saturday pretty much in the middle 90s. We're going up from there, folks. On Sunday, sunny and hot, 114 down in the desert, so you know that's moving up our way. We're going to see temperatures approaching 100 on Sunday. We're going to make 100, it looks like, for almost all of us in north central Washington on Monday. Very hot, triple digits. Moses Lake, you might see 102, 105 down in Tri-Cities before we do cool off just a little bit on Tuesday. We're talking slightly cooler with clear skies. We're talking temperatures mainly in the upper 90s for Tuesday too, so it's going to remain hot over the next few days, especially starting this weekend. Let's take a look now at your Patriot Plumbing, Heating and Cooling 7-day forecast. There you have it, 56 degrees tonight. Open up those windows. 84 for the high on Thursday, 87 as we end our work week on Friday, and there's that warm up going all the way to 100 degrees as we get to Monday. And that's a look at your local weather forecast. Coming up next, tonight's sports report with Eric Granstrom and more as the NCWLIFE Evening News continues right after this.
Introducing the most capable Sierra lineup ever.
Pybus Public Market's motto is where community meets. Whether it's people, enjoying an event, or they meet a colleague for coffee and whip out their laptop and are able to actually do work here. Having quick and reliable Wi-Fi is one of the things that makes Pybus such a great community hub. It just contributes to the welcoming place that we want Pybus to be. I'm Allie, and fiber keeps people connected, and that's what Pybus Market is all about.
We've missed short drives to see friends. Long drives to see family. We've missed road trips, car camping, heck, we've even missed commuting. We're grateful to be getting back on the road. And like always, Les Schwab wants to help you drive safe. That's why our safety-related services, tires, brakes, and alignment are on sale. Save up to $210. Swing by, because we've missed you too. Or book online at leschwab.com. Les Schwab Tires. Doing the right thing matters.
And now it's a sports update on the NCWLIFE channel.
And a happy Wednesday to you. Today is the first day of on-field practice for the Seattle Seahawks during training camp. Woo-hoo! Q13 Fox in Seattle has live coverage each day beginning at 1 o'clock. 12s were eager to see new acquisition Jamal Adams today, wearing a Seahawks jersey for the first time as he warmed up at the VMAC in Renton.
Well, man, at the end of the day, I'm here to compete. There's no starting role for me. I have to earn it, and that's what it's always been about for me. You don't just come into a situation and expect to be there. There's a ton of talent out here, a ton of guys that's fighting for those positions. And at the end of the day, no one really has a starting position yet, man. Everybody's competing. That's what training camp is for, and the best 11 will be out there.
Many are saying with the acquisition of Adams and Quinton Dunbar, as you mentioned earlier, Aaron, that this could be the best secondary in the league this year. Because if you look across the depth and the talent that they had, in addition to those two guys, obviously we have Quandre Diggs, Trey Flowers, and Shaquille Griffin. It's going to be really fun to watch these guys not only just compete over the next couple of weeks, but when they actually get to take the field as a unit in September.
That is Michelle Ludka reporting for Q13 during their live coverage earlier today. Again, fans can watch repeats of that live practice coverage tonight at 11 o'clock, or again follow through Friday at 1 in the afternoon. That's live on Q13 Fox. Since there are no preseason games this year, Seattle will hold 2 scrimmages at CenturyLink Field in the coming weeks. Coach Pete Carroll says he hates that fans can't come out and watch, but they'll try to make it feel like a home game as much as possible.
Go in on the 22nd and the 26th, we're going to get a sense for it. We're actually going to be playing in the stadium like it could be on game day if there's no fans in the stands. And we'll pump the sound, we'll do it all, and away we go. It breaks my heart that our fans who love our game and love our team and all that, the 12s don't get a chance to do it like they've been planning, every year in the offseason, in the build-up and all. But we'll try to bring them as close to them as we can and share it with them as best we can. But I hope everybody is really creative with our way of making the stadium feel like game day. And So I'm not sure yet. I did make a statement to the 12s. I'm going to try to come up with some creative ways, like when we all step outside on the front doorstep of where you're living and we all scream at the same time. I don't know what it is, but maybe we can be howling all across the state or some way, and see if we can't, set some records that way too. But we're all going to be challenged to figure it out, and hopefully we'll do some great stuff.
Now, if you want to see what happened, go to Seahawks.com or check out the Seahawks YouTube page. Well, the Mariners' brief two-game winning streak came to a halt last night in Texas, falling to the Rangers 4-2. A night after coming up with 10 runs on 15 hits, Seattle bats went quiet, contributing just 2 runs on 4 hits. Marco Gonzalez battled for 5 innings, taking the loss. He allowed 4 runs on 7 hits with a couple of strikeouts and a walk. Gonzalez said it was just one of those nights where the ball kept finding holes.
A little frustrated, bases loaded, 1 out, chopper up the middle. I feel like in those situations you make a pitch, you do everything right, and the ball just doesn't go your way. So, those lessons on, resetting and getting back on the hill and making another quality pitch, I felt like I did that pretty well for the most part tonight. And, they fell off a lot of good pitches and were able to take some pretty long at-bats.
I kind of wish they would have adjusted that camera a little bit because he looks like a little guy. Kyle Seager had 2 of Seattle's 4 hits in the game as the Mariners fell to 7-12 on the season. Manager Scott Service said he thought Marco didn't have his normal stuff and that Texas's staff handled Seattle hitters well.
I thought Marco really gutted it out and hung in there. Wasn't quite as sharp as we've seen him certainly the last couple of times out, but and, a couple ground ball hits got through there, a 2-run single in the first, and then they added on a couple later. But I really did think he wasn't quite as sharp, just, commanding the strike zone like he has been the last couple times out. But got us through 5, and then, really good night by our bullpen again tonight. Guys were aggressive, 8 out of 9 first pitch strikes, and, we took care of business. Fortunately, their bullpen slowed us down a little bit. I thought their lefty, Rodriguez, when he came in the game, he really calmed things down, and they were able to get 2 innings out of him. He had really good stuff tonight, so I have to give them credit. I thought we had, Minor on the ropes a couple times there early in the ball game, and weren't really able to push an inning across there. And even in the inning, we got the 5th, and we got the 2 runs. We had 1 in, first and second, and they made some defensive plays behind us tonight. That happened. So get after tomorrow and a chance to win the series.
Seattle and Texas wrap up that 3-game set tonight. It'll be Taijuan Walker facing Jordan Lyles in that ball game. On the Les Schwab American League scoreboard from last night, let's take a look, shall we? Brandon Crawford's RBI single in the top of the 10th gave San Francisco a come-from-behind win over Houston 7-6, trailing 6-5 in the 9th. Darren Ruff came up with an one-out RBI single to extend the game to the 10th for the Giants. Dylan Bundy struck out 10 over 7 innings of shutout ball to lead Los Angeles past Oakland 5-0. Jason Castro, one of 4 Angels with a home run, a 3-run shot in the 4th. Now, Texas jumped into 2nd place in the AL West with a win and is 4 games back of Oakland. Seattle slid to last place, 5.5 games behind the A's. That's a look at sports news. I'm Eric Grandstrom. Grant, back to you.
Thank you very much, Eric. And now let's check in with Dan Kuntz for a look at what's coming up tomorrow morning on Wake Up Wenatchee Valley. Dan?
Thanks, Grant. Tomorrow is Thursday. Man, this weekend's flying right by, isn't it? And we'll get your Thursday going here live and local at 7 a.m. We'll have your latest news headlines. We'll have that all-important weather forecast. As Grant mentioned, we're going to warm up just in time for the weekend. I can live with that. Also, we'll have the results of the Mariner-Rangers 3rd game, the rubber game of their 3-game series. We'll talk about that when we get to sports and everything you need to start your day tomorrow morning. Live and local. Get your cup of coffee and join me at 7 a.m. right here for Wake Up Wenatchee Valley. Grant, back to you.
Thank you very much, Dan. And that's going to do it for our newscast tonight. For more on these stories and other news from around North Central Washington, you can find us on Facebook or our website at ncwlife.com. And remember, if you see news happening, we'd like to hear from you. You can send us an email at news@ncwlife.com or give us a call at 888-6295. I'm Grant Olson. Thanks for joining us. Have a great night.
At Town Toyota, we believe in our community, and we're proud to support this broadcast of local sports. Town Toyota defines reliability and value in both its products and in the dealership itself. We are home to legendary products like the RAV4, Highlander, and Camry, not to mention Tundras and Tacoma trucks. Of course, we offer service for everything we sell and a great selection of pre-owned and certified vehicles as well. So enjoy the game and visit Town Toyota for all your automotive needs.
Club Crow Bar and Grill in Cashmere is your place for famous blues, brews, and barbecue.
Currently, Club Crow Bar and Grill in Cashmere is open for dine-in and take-out. Owner Justin Hefner and his staff are just as excited as you to get back to their regularly scheduled full menu, music, and poker. So stay tuned. Meanwhile, Club Crow Bar and Grill in Cashmere is serving a limited menu for lunch and dinner, dine-in or take-out.
Club Crow Bar and Grill in Cashmere, the coolest place in town.